What's going on, guys? Ribombee teacher in the house, and welcome back to another episode of Ask Ribombee, where you ask the questions and I answer them the last Sunday of each month. This time around we got some really interesting questions, a lot more personal questions about me, which is awesome. If you want your questions answered next month on the last Sunday of next month, make sure to leave a comment down below or in my Discord. I have a channel near the top that says Ask Ribombee Questions. Feel free to ask them in there, and I will collate them all and answer them all next month. Alright, but with that being said, let's get on with this month's questions. First question, how are you finding the Crown Tundra? So, obviously, the Crown Tundra for Sword and Shield dropped on the early hours of Friday morning. I've streamed 7 hours of it, and I've played a couple of hours off stream, mostly hunting for Galarian Articuno and doing the footprints and stuff like that. I'm not going to give everything away on my full opinion on this, because I am actually going to do a first impression video on this coming really soon. But generally, I'm enjoying it way more than I did the Isle of Armor. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say. Most of you already know my opinion on the Isle of Armor isn't overwhelmingly positive, but I'm definitely enjoying the Crown Tundra more. Alright, next up is, what's the best looking trainer avatar in your opinion? So, trainer avatars are kind of something I don't really think of too much in general, because most of the time on Showdown, usually I'm using the Officer Sprite for Generation 2. That's generally my kind of typical trainer avatar, I think it's probably fair to say. That's the one I use more often than not. But there are plenty of avatars I like, but if I had to gravitate to one, it would probably be that one directly. Alright, next game is, what's your favorite game you've played before? So this is actually a really good question. This is another question I'll answer in another video, because a friend of mine actually sent me a video and asked me to react to it, so I'm going to. And that one actually, from what I've heard, and I may be wrong, is actually my favorite game that I've played before, so I'm definitely interested to see what that is. But yeah, the only clue you're getting is, surprise, surprise, it's a Pokemon game. I do love Pokemon, but in terms of main series, though, it's a Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but in terms of overall, it will be the game that we'll talk about in another video. Alright, next up is, what are your favorite foods? Now, I believe the actual overall question was meal, dessert, and chocolate bar. I'm just gonna quickly check, because she did give me some extra context what she wanted. Yeah, meal, dessert, and chocolate bar. So, in terms of chocolate bars, I don't really eat chocolate all that much. Generally speaking, I've never really been a huge chocolate person. I've been more of a wine gum type of guy. But I'm more into cookies than chocolate and stuff like that. So I'm not really a huge chocolate bar person. If I had to gravitate to one, maybe a Mars bar or something. That'll do me. I'm usually pretty lax on that. In terms of dessert, I'm a huge strudel fan. I love making apple strudel and stuff like that. So that's definitely up there for me. Other than that, I don't know. I'm not really a sweet person. I'm suddenly realizing this a lot. I don't really eat a lot of sweet food. And in terms of meal, I make hot chili lasagna a lot, and I love making it. It's easily my favorite thing to cook. I definitely enjoy eating that. I could eat that all day. I definitely love my spice and stuff like that. So, yeah. Definitely my hot chili lasagna would be my favorite meal. No doubt about that one. Alright. Next one is, what's your favorite film and TV show? Now, I don't watch TV. I'll be honest with you. I'm not really a TV person. Film-wise, again, not really a film person either. But if I picked a favorite film, it would be One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Largely because I kind of like the whole mantra of actually, like, challenging authority and stuff like that. And actually, you know, challenging the norm. And actually, he trying to build on that challenge. And I kind of really liked the way it was portrayed in that film. I think it was very well done. So, despite the fact that being a very, very old film, I think it still stands the test of time now. So I would definitely pick One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest for favorite film. I mean, TV show, technically the Pokemon anime appeared on TV, so I guess that's the only thing I can pick, but I don't really watch TV otherwise. I used to watch Doctor Who a lot when I was younger, but I kind of fell out with that one very, very quickly, especially after David Tennant left. So, yeah, I don't know. I would probably just pick the Pokemon anime, as generic as that might be. Next up is, what's your favorite holiday? Now, I'll be honest, I don't really celebrate holidays all that much. I don't celebrate Christmas or Easter or anything like that. This year was the first year I celebrated my birthday. I celebrated it with you guys on stream. Cried my bloody eyes out. So I guess if I had to pick one, it's probably that. But yeah, that's recency bias, honestly. So it's really difficult. I'm not really a fan of Halloween. I don't really care that much for Halloween, personally. I know a lot of people did, but it's not really anything to me, honestly. It's mostly because it's my nan's birthday the day after on All Saints Day, so I tend to care more about that than I do about Halloween. So, yeah, I don't know. Just not for me. Personally, I'm not a holiday person, but I'll pick my birthday just on recency bias. Next up is, what are your favorite artists right now? Now, originally the question was bands, but I don't just listen to bands a lot of the time. I actually listen to solo artists way more than bands. So I changed it to artists. And funny enough, Daff, who asked this question, did say it constantly changes a lot for her. It kind of does for me, although I generally gravitate towards Jonathan Young, Caleb Hiles, and kind of Skillet, Leo Maracchioli, these kind of bands or artists. That's where I tend to go. I like my metal covers of like relatively popular songs because I feel like metal makes a lot of the music better. So generally I tend to pick those kind of things a lot of the time. But obviously on stream I tend to listen to royalty-free music, so I obviously can't listen to the metal cover artists because it's actually against Twitch guidelines, so we're not allowed to, and stuff like that. So yeah. Favorite artist is Jonathan Young, Caleb Hiles for sure. Skillet and Leo Maracchioli pretty much there as well. So those are the four I tend to listen to more than anything else. Alright, those are kind of the more of the serious questions. Now we're kind of on a bit more meme questions. Next question is, if Ribombee's part B, part Skeeter, can it be called a murder hornet? Especially when I'm playing Among Us. Definitely a murder hornet when I'm playing Among Us and I'm the imposter. I think I win more of my imposter games than my crewmate games, to be honest, which is kind of funny. But yeah, Ribombee can be a murder hornet, especially in battles as well. Just set up a quiver dance and watch it moonblast people into the face. Yeah, definitely pretty strong. But yeah, like, all jokes aside, it's a fun question. It's a funny one to have, but yeah, it's a murder hornet when I'm playing Among Us. There's your answer. You're welcome, Darkfire. Alright, next up is a bit of a meme reference for a nursery rhyme. Do you know the Muffin Man? Yeah, the guy that lives on Drury Lane. Oh, God. Oh, God. Throwback to my education days way back when. But there is actually a funny one to this, and the reason I put it here is actually because it's there was actually a bakery, like, in my hometown, like, not far from me, actually called the Muffin Man. And he specialized in making, like, these giant muffins, like, huge, great big things. And they're amazing. But sadly, COVID wiped out his business, so it's shut down now. But that was a really, really awesome little shop right there. I definitely may have spent a few too many times in there. Definitely went in there quite a lot. Back in the days when I used to eat a lot of cakes. Nowadays, I don't really, but I used to back then. Alright, next up. It's kind of more of a serious one, actually. Is, what's the meanest thing you've ever said? Generally, I'm not really a mean person. I don't really like being mean at all. But I do immediately, when I think of this question, I do think of one when I was very young. I was I just started local grammar school at the time. So I was in the big boy school, essentially, if you like. And in that school, I was in with quite a lot of, like, I don't want to say upper class, but definitely well-off people, shall we say. Kids from well-off families. And they were somewhat racist. And I know that now. I didn't know that at the time. But they used to look down on those with ethnic minorities a lot. And they used to use the N-word to one kid we had in our class who was from Egypt. Who was as dark as they come. And stuff like that. So, yeah. Obviously, at the time, I didn't realize it was hurtful, and at the time, I didn't realize what it was. I just joined in with everybody else just to try and fit in. And obviously, yeah, that's not the right thing to do. I know that now. I'm very much anti it now. Anyone that does that kind of thing just gets immediately banned and stuff like that. So, yeah, That's probably the only thing I can realistically think of, because I'm not really a mean person. I troll around a lot, and I joke around with you guys, and I take the piss, but, like, there's a difference between kind of joking around and then deliberately being mean, which is not something I am. So, yeah, that's probably the only thing I can think of realistically. I can't think of anything else immediately offhand. Alright, next question. Are you sus? Yes, absolutely. I'm not even Ribombee teacher. You don't even know it yet. Oh, dear. I'm sus on every game of Among Us. Everybody knows this by now. It's kind of become a bit of a channel meme that Ribombee's in the game. It's like just calling it now, Ribombee's the imposter. Oh, dear. Yeah, definitely the case of the master of being sus. But I'm also a pretty good imposter, so, you know, it is what it is. Alright, next up is, what's your favorite thing about Texas? Ivy Dogfire is expecting me to say him, because this is his question and he's from Texas, but unfortunately, I don't know. I do like my Texas barbecue sauce Pringles. Does that count? Dear. Honestly, though, I've never been to Texas. I would love to go to Texas at some point, but I've never been. So that would be interesting. Be an interesting experience, but nah. It'll be somewhat of a toss-up between Ivy Dogfire and Texas barbecue sauce Pringles. I think probably the Pringles might just edge it, though. Just saying. Yeah. Next one is, who's the biggest prick on your Discord? Now, I will make this very clear for those of you who are not necessarily part of the joke. Me and my good friend Soren, we take the piss out of each other all the time. I call him a prick, he calls me an asshole, but there's no malice in it or anything like that. We are actually really good friends. So, like, honestly, it's all a joke for anyone that takes this out of context, but yeah. Soren, you're a fucking prick. Oh, dear. But yeah. To be fair, I think I should technically be the biggest prick because I'm 6'4" and pretty damn bulky. But yeah, nah. It's a joke with my good friend Soren, just so that you guys know. And the last question of the episode is, now the stipulation here before this is, if someone made the cost for it, would I wear a Wobbuffet costume for Halloween? Fuck no. Absolutely not. For two main reasons. First one, I'm ugly enough. Why the hell would you want to make me worse? And secondly, Wobbuffet is a blue Pokemon. I have a blue screen behind me. All you would see is this part of my face. Just this part here. You wouldn't see anything else. It would look weird as all hell. And before anyone says do the shiny one, no. That's even worse. But yeah. Essentially, no. I don't really celebrate Halloween anyway. In all honesty, I'll probably just be somewhat quiet over Halloween. I might do like a Phasmophobia stream on that Saturday or something. But I do know one of my friends is doing a Halloween stream. So I'll definitely go and support her and stuff like that. But yeah, in terms of me and Halloween and stuff like that, I'm just not really all that bothered by it. And I certainly won't be wearing a Wobbuffet costume anytime soon. Alright guys, those are the questions we had for this month. Much like I said at the start of the video, yeah, if you've got this far, please definitely ask me some more questions if you want another episode of this next month. But either way guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay awesome. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.